Hello and Ashe. Today I would like to make a book review on this book, Hopi Stories of Witchcraft, Shamanism and Magic by Ekkehart Malotki Ken Gary. Sorry if I mispronounce the name, English is not my first language and all that stuff. This is a wonderful book. First of all, it is written very much in an academic sense. The first chapter is basically a survey of witchcraft in Hopi, witchcraft, magic and shamanism in the Hopi society, meaning everybody that is doing a dissertation or learning anthropology and are interested in Native American magic, the original stuff, not stuff that was born by neo-shamanism or co-shamanism or all that horrible stuff. This episode is for you. This is peer-reviewed, okay? And also, it's very refreshing for me as a practicing witch to read an academic text about witchcraft. Practical witchcraft, not, what happened or didn't happen during the burning times, or exploring the exoticism of something so far away in Bali. This is a very good book. I have almost no criticism about it, no bad criticism. After it gives you that chapter, which is difficult, heavy read, about, for instance, the Native American usage of quartz crystals, or did the Hopi use the Tura as an hallucinogen in rituals or not? It asks all sorts of questions and it answers them, okay, by citing various sources and giving you, more to read about those things, okay, or the uses of charming songs and other things. It's really fascinating read. And then it gives you 31 stories, that each story has like this beautiful woodcut on it, in the beginning of the story, that is basically a picture from it's a picture from the tale, okay? Now, while this might seem charming and interesting, those are not stories for children. They are full of sex, violence, blood. Those are scary stories that one of the things that is being featured in them is the Kachina ogre Soyoko, which represents the power of destruction. And by the way, in the story it's told that after it was killed, his body was made from quartz crystals and his heart was made out of metal, which is interesting because it sounds like a magical construct that one might make if applied correctly. Okay, now why am I reading this? I'm reading this because, first of all, I'm at the point where I'm very much interested in traditional witchcraft and how things are being done in other places, okay? And I have accumulated enough knowledge so I would be able to recognize the universal laws behind this or that spells. For instance, shape-shifting spells that the Native Americans are using yucca for, okay? I could replicate that, or things like that. And while I don't claim to practice Hopi witchcraft, also there is an interesting thing about the word for a magician here is yaya. The plural is yayat, okay? There was a secret society at the Hopi called Yayat that the last magician in it died in 1905. It's like an historical data, okay? And also the stories are very interesting. It talks not just about Kachinas, but basically, how men interact with the supernatural, how somebody dies in the Hopi world, and how somebody uses magic in the Hopi world, which by the way means civilized, not peaceful. Those who think those are the peaceful people, no, those are the civilized people. And it is very much, well written, and it gives you the word that is untranslatable, and in the end, it gives you a dictionary of, names and places and tools, okay? And, you get a strong notion that all those stories are basically, somebody has a trouble, somebody goes to a major spirit, they give it a paho, which is a prayer stick, and for that prayer stick, he with that spirit goes on an adventure to solve that problem. Okay? It's a motif, and it's basically, affirming something that is very Native American and very pagan in general. Give offerings to the spirits, and they will help you solve your problems. And this is something that the New Age somewhat is lacking, okay? So this book, I recommend this book to every witch that is interested in traditional witchcraft. Not British traditional witchcraft per se, but those could also benefit from it, understanding how a tribe deals with witchcraft, how what is the positive magic in a tribe, what is the negative magic in a tribe, how you deal with negative magic, okay? And why am I reading specifically about the Hopi stories of witchcraft, shamanism, and magic? Well, it's because I have a collection of Hopi Kachina dolls, and those, for me, are very magical items. And while there are many books depicting, explaining the Kachina dolls and how they are made, they are being basically carved by men after dancing the specific role in a specific dance, okay, and they are being given in this and that situation to preserve the spiritual status of a home. They are being given to children and women, and those that cannot yet dance the job of the spirits. So having those in the home brings special medicine, each and every one of them. So as one that has a very big collection of them, I wonder how I could use them to my own benefit. And again, I will not be using them as the Hopi use them, because I'm not a Hopi person. I wasn't initiated into Hopi things, but I have Hopi things that I hope use. So, I basically, with the item comes the responsibility of handling it. So this is why I'm reading about this. And here comes my negative criticism. There are two aspects of my negative criticism. One, while they mention all sorts of Kachinas in this book, for instance, the Syoko Kachina, the Pomo Kachina, and Hayuti Kachina, which is the mother of all Kachinas, and several others. It wouldn't be bad if besides the name there would be more description about how they are dressed, how they look, and basically an explanatory of that specific spirit, okay? And they don't do that. It's like, the Pongo Kachina, I had to go open another Kachina book to see that this is basically the spirit of wild sheep, for instance. And that's one of my criticism. Another one of my criticism is while it's a very thorough book, I think it would not, it names a lot of names of places. It would not have gone and immediately added the map to the book showing what those places are, because many of those stories are a hero's journey through Hopi land, and having a map would have helped on seeing what they are talking about and what the places were back then, when stories were composed, and what
what are those places now, and what producers in these places, or like in the stories, what archaeology thinks about those places now. Also, but it's very interesting. What is interesting is that many stories have a lot of similarities. Okay, have a lot of similarities. They have a lot of how things are going on, and and working, and many other stuff. And have like similar world. And they also bring a discussion about what inside of the Hopi considered to be, I would say, white black magic. I think these color nominations are correct. I think what we like socially acceptable magic and socially acceptable magic. It's that the kind outside the others kind of influenced in medieval magic, very good. You like